Next Monday, Drake, Taylor, yes sir. Let's go. Go Spartans.
The NCAA is designed an official equipment supplier, Honor Sports, Fiskar, Hilliard, Smiths, Baldwin, Spec Seats, and Wilson Sporting Goods. For their support of the NCAA Championship, their contributions help enhance the educational and athletic experience of nearly 500,000 NCAA student athletes.
Do you mind if I do the what you're doing? And I'm like,
This weekend, we started with 8. The number is down to 2. At the end of tonight, we will know who is going to Dallas. Will it be the University of Tampa Spartans or the Eckerd Tritons? I'm Taylor Storley, alongside DeCarlo DeVoe, and you are watching the 2023 Women's Basketball Division II Tournament. It's the regional final here at the Bob Martinez Center. And DeCarlo, you've been here all weekend. A lot of fun matchups to get to this point.
Oh, yes, Taylor. We opened up with Valdosta State versus Union. They succumbed to Union 52-58. Second game was an all-SSC conference matchup, Eckerd versus Nova. Eckerd beat Nova 79-73. Then we had the host team, UT, over Tuskegee with a margin of 82-64. And then Lynn losing the lead 63-52. Now we're about to rise. I'll come back with the rest of the history after the anthem, Taylor.
Sounds good. And here's the anthem.
Can you see
Of the national anthem by Jerome, who I consider my uncle from my days here playing at UT, Taylor. But as we go through the starting lineups, the rest of this tournament history, Eckerd over Union 64-57, Tampa over Lee 73-51, and now we're here at the final, as you just mentioned, Taylor.
It's going to be excited. Both teams haven't had the easiest of roads. Tampa slightly better on the score sheet in both games, but Eckerd, it's been close. 7 points and 6 points respectively. But now, as we mentioned, the starting lineups. First for the Tampa Spartans, Maya Gusto, 10 points a game in the regular season. She will get the start here. Alongside her will be number 5, Audrey Ramsey. After Ramsey, it's number 15, Sarah Jones, followed by number 24, Elijah Sullivan, and Sydney Kinn is the final starter for the Spartans, number 2. And DeCarlo mind filling us in about the Eckerd 5, who will start the game.
The starting 5 for Eckerd is guard, number 2, Sofia Persson out of Sweden, standing at 5'8". Second is a guard standing at 5'9" out of Auckland, New Zealand, the sophomore Hannah Wentworth, who had a big 25 points this past Saturday. Next, we have guard Nicole Scales, number 10, the 5'9" junior from Park Ridge, Illinois. Then we have the other guard, number 11, the 5'3" junior from France, Lauren Vieira. And to round out the starting lineup for the Eckerd Tridents, we have Ragnar Eidensdottir, the center forward, standing at 6'2". The junior is from Iceland.
Great to see all the players. The crowd is ready. It's already quite loud at the Bob Martinez Center, and I cannot imagine how much louder it will get when we get down to crunch time late in the game, when we'll find out who will be headed to Dallas for the finals. Of course, the Elite Eight, Final Four, and championships await these teams. Both teams would love to bring home glory. Only one will get the chance.
Yeah. In my quick analysis, Taylor, after watching all the games this past weekend, some of the keys to winning for Eckerd as we get ready for the tip, they got to control the tempo, control defensive boards and limit UT to one shot, force turnovers, contain Sydney Kinn, of course, the number 1 player in the region, and UT has been bothered by a trapping full-court defense. Now, some of the keys to victory for UT is to also control the tempo, get going early, perimeter defense against the drive and penetration versus Eckerd, limit turnovers, and great ball control.
We'll have to see how both those plans will come to fruition. Here's Kinn already. And now Tampa's going to bring it inside. That's a foul. That's a tough break for the Spartans there. It's a charge, and Eckerd will avoid going down on that first possession. I think Sullivan just got a little too aggressive in the paint.
Wow, it's great move, I thought, but nevertheless, the referee saw it as something different.
As Bruce Wozniak says, you can't argue with City Hall, and especially early in the game, you won't be able to change the referee's mind in a call like that. That's a big miss, and Sullivan with the first board of the game. Let's see how Tampa can get going with their second possession.
Game still tied at 0. Sullivan on the move, tries to hand it off to Ramsey. Back to Sullivan. Yes!
Sullivan, a big mid-range shot to give the Spartans the lead. Saw the space, saw the shot, and took it. Vieira's going to bring it up. Passes it back now to Vieira again. That's a good pass inside. And that's going to be a miss. It goes out, and it will be Spartans' ball. Good play to try to block out there by Justo.
Yeah, what Eckerd likes to do, Taylor, is spread the floor out, have driving lanes for both Sofia Person and Lauren Vieira, and if they get cut off, kick it to the shooters.
Indeed, and both these teams pretty good from beyond the arc. Eckerd entering with about 35% on the year. Tampa with 36, as there's a nice layup already from Sullivan. That's her 4th point of the game. A good start for her. Eckerd responds, but can't make the 3. Good pickup by Ramsey.
Yeah, we're seeing Eckerd is trying to double Kin early to not let her get going. As you know, she had 24 first-half points Saturday.
And I think, as you mentioned, handling Kin is going to be the biggest thing that Eckerd will have to do. It's always important to take down a star player. And sure, you'll have other players like Sullivan doing well, although right here she does travel and Eckerd gets the ball back. You have to be making sure you don't let a star player get hot, because that's when a team becomes too tough to stop.
Yep.
Eckerd bring it back up. Person still looking. Person inside. Good
nice double team.
This time it's intercepted by Jones. And Tampa will set it up. Great reaction to get in front of the pass. Back to Kim. And back up top to Justo. 7:30 to go in the first.
Let's go. Turn the juice loose, Maya.
Now mid-range again, this time off the mark. And it'll be picked up by Wentworth. Eckerd bring it back up quickly. Still looking. Vieira trying to find an open teammate. This one inside. And a good effort.
Jones.
Jones got in front of it, but couldn't keep it in play.
Now, talking at post-game, I was talking with Sofia Persson, who's from Sweden. I actually played in Sweden.
Oh, wow.
She recognized my team. Very nice person. Great player also. I just hope she's not greater than UT tonight.
That's the thing. You have to hope your opponents, as UT fans here, aren't doing so well. But obviously, we wish them the best throughout this regular season. Win or go home, it's the one game we have to be more biased than usual.
Right.
Here's Eckerd, though. They're going to get the inbound, take the open shot. That's a miss, and another rebound by the Spartans. They've been positioned well. They haven't let Eckerd get an offensive rebound yet.
No, which is great. Maya Justo, she was pretty much all in the lane, daring Vieira to shoot, because you definitely want to keep Vieira out of the lane.
Sullivan again, this time short, but it's picked up by Kin, and that is a foul. Eckerd not happy about it.
Right, that was one of the keys that I mentioned for Eckerd, limiting UT to one shot, and there you have Kin with the offensive rebound.
Now will be the question whether Eckerd can now stop this second chance for the Spartans, whether they'll make them pay. In fact, they do. Sullivan again, 3 for 5, already heating up.
Yes. Now don't forget, she was once a Sunshine State Conference Player of the Year. So she's bringing it tonight, 6 quick points to lead the Spartans.
It's the veteran strength on display, and now we actually get to see one of the first times the true full court press from the Tritons. That's something you mentioned the Spartans should be careful for, but they've handled it well right here. Ramsey
is definitely the floor general for the Spartans. Very.
Pass inside to Kim.
Oh! 8-0.
And she will get on the board with her first shot of the game, and the Spartans are off to an 8-0 lead.
As I normally say, if you want to win, pass it to Kin.
It worked that time, and I have a feeling it will work quite often tonight. Open mid-range. It misses again. The rebound by Justo. And Tampa bring it back up. I would not be surprised if in a minute or so Eckerd take a timeout. They have been 0 for 5, and they clearly need to try to get back into this. It's early, but as you were talking to me before the game, every shot matters, no matter what it is.
Right, every possession matters. Double-digit lead.
They make
double-digit lead.
With a double-digit lead, they've made the most out of that possession. Sullivan, 8 points for the game. Eckerd bring it up again.
Sullivan showing great leadership.
This time from beyond the arc, won't make it, and Tampa gets it back. It went off scales, and a timeout is called. The Spartans off to a stellar start. They lead 10-0 with 4:54 to go in the first. We'll be back with more right after this.
Want to make a difference and truly be part of their surrounding communities. Through community engagement, thousands of student athletes from various backgrounds interact with community members who view them as role models. This interaction leaves a positive and perhaps even life-changing impression on all those involved. In Division II, we rise to the opportunity and make community engagement ours.
And we're back at the Bob Martinez Center.
And I tell you this, Taylor, you couldn't ask for a better start. As I'm here, DeCarlo DeVoe, ex-UT Spartan, here with Taylor Stallworthy and Andre Pyatt on the production. This could be possibly the last game here in Tampa this season, but hey, if it ends with a UT win, I'll be okay with that.
I think I'd be very happy with that as well. And for the Spartans, they wouldn't mind having this be the last home game because the winner will punch a ticket to Dallas to the national championships. And from there, it's 3 more victories to be bringing home the gold. Eckerd will probably have wanted to take advantage of the recent timeout. They've had a slow start. It's been great for the Spartans, not so much for the Tritons. But they will find a corner 3 to get on the board.
That's Hannah Wentworth right where she left off this past Saturday.
Tampa bringing it up. Have to see if Eckerd continue their full court press later in the game, or whether they try to bring it out when the Spartans look weaker. Potentially maybe it's more tired as well.
You still with the drive, floater.
It misses, and Eckerd now on the break. Passed out wide, and they're going to now slow it down.
She shuffled her feet. They didn't call a travel, but she lost it out of bounds.
The ball went out, and so that is unlucky, but also a good break for the Spartans. They didn't get the travel call, but they will get possession. And now you see 4, maybe even 5 Eckerd players up here. Now back to 4.
And into the game for Eckerd is Rimdahl, the 6-foot guard from Denmark, senior.
Pass out wide for 3. This one off target. Going to be picked up by Rimdahl, immediately making an impact with the rebound. Brought inside the mid-range. It's going to miss, and it's Kim on top of it.
UT has to definitely continue to front run as they have this momentum. We know Eckerd is going to score, but you got to keep front running, keep the momentum.
If you can work with the lead, you're going to set yourself up perfectly over the rest of the game. So even as Tampa might have a slight little scoring drought for maybe a minute or minute and a half, they've given themselves a 10-point cushion where they can sit back, play solid defense, and hold on. Or also go in and score with a good play from Ken.
They've been deadly on that play all year. Whenever Ken is left on the side inbounds, one-on-one, they just throw it into her.
Eckerd may have forgot the strategy of doubling her up, and it came back to hurt them here. Passed out wide, and another look for 3. It misses, goes out of bounds, and Tampa gets it back. And I will say, they have not done well for three so far. They're 1 for 5. And that's not a trend you'd like going into a high leverage game like this.
And they have to shoot the ball well because they don't have an inside game as Tampa has with Ken and Sullivan.
Tampa now for three. Just off the rim. It was a good look. They couldn't get them. And indeed, DeCarlo, Tampa, a lot of presence in the paint. It's going to be hard for Eckerd to get scoring going here. But of course, that's another example of the commentators' jinx that I always seem to inflict as they make a nice little passing play inside. And it's Rimdahl getting the first points in the paint for Eckerd in the game. Sullivan sends it out. The shot for three.
Yes!
The Spartans are now up by 10 again. It's 15-5 with under 2 to go in the first.
It took Jones a while to find her shooting touch this season, but she definitely found it, but she's always been consistent defensively. And Eckerd right back at you. Sorry, Taylor.
No, all good, DeCarlo. And I was about to mention, I think Wentworth has also settled down, making a big three to cut the deficit back to 7, one after the other. Let's see if Tampa can respond in kind. A mid-range for Kin. Got it!
Yes. Well-balanced scoring right now for the Spartans. Very well-balanced.
Tampa 8 for 14 on the game, and that is a great, great start. Another mid-range look, this time for Eckerd. Off the rim. Picked up and kept in play. Good effort there. I think it was Ramsey. It almost went down and out of bounds.
Luckily, Eckerd was on the retreat because when she saved it, there was no Eckerd player in sight.
I think they're worried about the fast break from the Spartans. They don't want to be caught off guard. It's better to play safe than sorry early on.
Person opening the game 0 for 5. She was one of the keys for Eckerd's victory on the opening night.
And sometimes you don't need to make the shot. You can make a great pass. It was a beautiful assist from Person, but Tampa bring it up quickly. Oh, that's a rare miss from Kim. And it's going to be Eckerd's ball. The Triton Students fan section is loving it with 18 seconds to go. And now, for the first time, we're going to see a new Spartan entering the game.
In the first game of the tournament for Eckerd versus Nova, Sophia Person had a monster game with 35 and 15.
Wow.
She's been slowed ever since, though.
Hopefully, Eckerd will be hoping she has enough in the tank for the game tonight. That one misses and ends the first quarter. Tampa got off to a 10-0 start, and while Eckerd have responded in the second half of the first, Tampa feeling somewhat comfortable. They'll enter the quarter break with a 17-10 lead. We'll be back right after the break with the second quarter.
In NCAA Division II, community engagement is an initiative at all 25 national championships because student athletes want to give back while competing for a national title. Over the course of the year, Division II student athletes have an opportunity to leave a lasting impression in local communities throughout the country. Whether Division II student athletes are volunteering at hospitals, schools, after-school care programs, foster homes, or retirement villages, they make a difference in the lives of others. In Division II, we rise to the opportunity and make community engagement ours.
And we're back. Second quarter about to get underway. Taylor Sorthy alongside Carlo DeVoe and Andre Pyatt running the show from the production booth on the right side up here at the Bob Martinez Center. And Carlo, we were talking about during the break that we realistically think Tampa should be focusing on expanding their lead in the second quarter as they're going to need all the gap they can get entering the second half because Eckerd statistically should start to make more of their shots as the game continues.
Right, you got to continue the front run because you started in that position. So psychologically, if you start to lose that lead and momentum, your mental energy, not to say it's going to dwindle, but the mental energy of your opponent increases.
So let's see how the Spartans can start the second quarter. Brought back to Kin. It would have been and one, but instead Kin gets two at the line.
And into the game is Eleanor Marcheski, fake the three. Nice drive, draw, and dish the 3 Ds to Sydney Kin, drawing the foul from the Eckerd player.
Great connection that the duo had that time. And Kin makes the first one. She now has 7 on the game. One of the top scorers for the Spartans. The only Spartan that has more is Sullivan, who had an 8-point first quarter, and now they're tied with 8. Here comes Eckerd.
Sarah Jones mirroring the ball.
They bring it inside. The mid-range will miss. It's picked up by Justo.
What UT has done that's great is that Eckerd is shooting mid-range and threes. They have nothing going to the basket so far. They have 1 layup.
That would have been another layup for the Spartans, but instead it'll be another foul. And indeed, DeCarlo, Tampa has been dominating the paint on defense and on offense. And that is a recipe for success for any team, especially in a game like tonight.
I'll say this, even though you haven't been here all weekend, in your assessment, you've been at the games this season, Taylor, can Kin be stopped one-on-one?
From what I've seen, not really.
Very rarely, right. So in her forcing a double team, it just opens up lanes for the other players, whether it's for shots or drives.
You have to pick your poison. Do you double team Kin or do you give Kin space?
Right.
Either way, Tampa gets an opportunity. Eckerd trail by 11. Have it at the top of the key. Looking, they're going to miss that one. Person in the paint, and we'll get the layup. We mentioned that she was 0 for 6 in the first quarter. She had to start making them eventually. She gets her first points of the night.
Right. She's tough. She's a do-it-all. She can score on all 3 levels. And in the post, it's hard to leave her one-on-one also.
Brought inside. Trying to find the open player.
Bam!
Great shot and a great play. Jones did it was actually Ramsey, did the pump fake, got inside, and a nice open look to help keep the Spartans lead the same. 23-12.
That's such a great shot and on any level, any league in the world. When they run you off that 3-point line, that 1-2 dribble pull-up for the mid-range. Great double team.
Good job. They stopped the initial shot. That was mid-range. The kick out missed. Eckerd got the rebound, and Tampa the second time picks it up.
Vieira with a great hustle play, but she missed the layup on the offensive rebound. Tampa was fortunate to get it back.
I agree. Just an unlucky situation for Eckerd, because that very well would have been 2 crucial points.
Oh!
And Kid's wide open. You can't do that. It's 25-12, and I think that time we'll see an Eckerd timeout. 7:26 in the quarter. You said Tampa needed a quick start. Well, we've had just that. They lead by 13 entering the break.
This is the University of Tampa. Explore your dreams. Discover your talents. Get ready to invent, innovate, and be a leader. This is the University of Tampa.
And we're back, and Tampa, just a complete performance to start out the game. A 13-point lead where Eckerd have only scored 12.
Right. As I was saying during the break, Taylor, I've watched this tournament. I've seen every team, and every team has talented players that are stand out in their respective conferences. But overall, in this South Region tournament, I haven't seen a team playing as well as Tampa has. I don't know if it's the home court advantage or the mental preparation by the coaching staff, or a conglomerate of all, and the fact that they're on a mission this year to do something really big and historic.
I think Tampa would certainly have been disappointed last year when they had the first round exit in the regional tournament. They're making amends this time, and in the regular season, they haven't lost a game through the entire calendar year. It was an overtime loss at home against Palm Beach. That was their only blemish in the 2022-23 campaign. They've won 21 straight.
That's a great feat.
It reminds me a lot of Tampa's volleyball team that took the national title just 1 year ago. After an early loss, they won 20 straight, finishing the championship run at home in front of the Spartan faithful. Tampa won't be able to finish the tournament in the faithful, but they can punch a ticket to Dallas in front of the crowd that's here tonight.
Amen to that. I'll tell you this, that was a tough drive by Sophia Person. She manufactured that. And the juice is loose. Maya Justo with a 3 from the left corner.
Freshly squeezed juice, a beautiful 3-point shot to give Tampa their 28th point. Eckerd can't respond, but they pick up the rebound. Good effort there from Scales. And now Eckerd have it back up top.
Tampa has to make sure that Eckerd is one shot and out. You can't give them second and third chances.
And that's the reason why they'll make that one.
Right.
Vieira, I believe, brings the deficit back to 12. But I will say, for the game, 2 for 8 from the three-point line is Eckerd. 2 for 4 for the Spartans. Tampa 2 times is better from distance and make that number even more. That's a big 3-point shot right there by Jones to put the Spartans up by 15.
And it's not the great thing with this player, this team, there's not one player. You think we gotta capitalize on Ken. Oh, we gotta stop Sullivan. No, you gotta stop them all. And no, you can't do that on every possession.
And so far it feels like that Eckerd have barely been able to stop the Spartans. This time Sullivan misses. A good effort though. Eckerd now on the break. They'll have a 5-on-4 for a few seconds. Now Sullivan's back. And that is a missed pass. The Spartans get the ball again.
Great pressure, great help. It seems like it's 7 people on the court for the Spartans.
It really does. That's the 5th turnover for Eckerd. Not only is the Tampa crowd acting as a 6th player, the pressure making it a 7-on-5. Passed out to Justo from 3. This one takes a bounce and Eckerd get on top of it.
Little long. It's almost like every shot they shoot, I'm expecting to go in. That's how good their level is of play this season.
They've been over 50% tonight. Good job to keep it in from Eckerd, but Kin is there for the interception.
Great hands by Kin.
That's a great job just to get in front. And already, Kin also has 2 rebounds. Not sure if that'll be credited as a steal or not.
Right. It may be a rebound. But you know what she did greatly? She didn't play the person. She played the passing lane.
Right. And sometimes it's better to cut off the lanes than cut off a person. Be where the ball will be.
Right.
Not where the ball, will be later.
Right. Great analysis, Taylor.
Now under the net, Tampa's a chance to bring it in. Unsurprisingly, out to Kin. Over to Sullivan. The defense not good enough, and Sullivan's 10th of the game.
Sullivan is playing huge. Her and Kin right now, I would say it's a 2-woman wrecking crew, but the whole team is playing well. Those 2 are just leading and scoring.
The team is red hot, but Mayri Person is heating up. A big 3-pointer. The deficit is still pretty manageable. But if Person can keep hitting shots, that could be an issue for the Spartans. It won't be if they can keep making plays like this.
Yeah, Person she's a gamer. She's a gamer.
Passed out wide, another open 3.
Rimdahl.
And this time, Rimdahl drains it. And now you wonder, have they found the shooting form from beyond the arc? They've had 11 in the game, they've made 4 of them.
UT has to answer back right here.
You can hear the Eckerd crowd getting loud. Up top to Sullivan.
Bam.
That's a deep free throw shot. It's 35-22. The Tritons bringing it back up.
Yeah, she's queen in the mid-range here in Tampa. Got to get a stop, Spartans. Just looking for Person in the post at the elbow.
Just misses. Person had some room, but
Whoa!
might have been enough. That was close. Vieira made a great jump, but just a second late. I think that's good for Ramsey because Ramsey was not ready on that one.
Yeah, I don't
Made
like
the move
that.
Just in time, though.
I don't like that long cross-court pass. Sorry to cut you off, but that's dangerous.
Rin and one.
They called
Actually,
the foul.
no. Whoops. I got it wrong. It was a foul, but indeed it's on the Spartans.
That's the first on Ken.
I got to check. It's one of just a few for the Spartans. They've been more disciplined to open the game in terms of fouling. Eckerd will bring it back up. 2:16 to go in the first half.
Tight defense on the perimeter now for the Spartans.
That's a good layup, but it's going to bounce out. And Tampa, once again, with the rebound. And I noticed there are times where they'll be a little more laid back on the three-point line, but other times they'll be a little more aggressive there. Here's the three-pointer. Misses. Ken on the rebound.
Tips it to herself. Smart. She avoided the over-the-back foul by tipping it to herself. That you can't teach that.
That's the instincts. That's the instincts to be able to make a play like that, especially having been called just for that same foul recently.
Right.
What a way to respond and recover. Instead, it's a foul on Eckerd with the ball almost loose. Tampa gets it under the net. A few changes will be made for the Tritons.
Great basketball savvy in Ken. Not just ability, but just knowledge and feel for the game.
For three.
Boom!
Ramsey's got it.
She's playing with a purpose tonight. When she's scoring consistently, this team is almost unbeatable, Taylor.
It took her 3 tries, but maybe that'll get her hot from beyond the arc. Person looking for some space, brings it inside. The Spartans collapsed, and they'll get the board.
Just over a minute left to go in the second quarter and first half.
Tampa bringing it back up. Pass to Marshalewski. Inside to Jones. To Kin all alone. Just misses. Gets the board. And Tampa keeps possession.
Oh, wow. That's rare. Very rare.
4 players against Kin, and the Spartans still hold on to it.
She missed her first attempt, which was fortunate by Eckerd, but she got it back. She looked like she got fouled on the second shot attempt, but no call. And Marcheski.
A great inbound play, and that is another timeout for the Tritons with 56 to go. I think they want to talk it over and set up for a good end to the second quarter. But man, oh man, the Spartans on fire, 40-22. Under a minute left. We'll be right back.
College sports.
There's light at the end of the tunnel.
A return to normal, and all we love about sports.
You've instilled resilience, focus, and selflessness in us. We've put those lessons to work.
We've found strength and unity in each other.
You continue to take us places we never imagined.
You bring out the best in us.
So when we look forward, we see the light at the end of the tunnel.
We see a better world for all of us.
And for college sports.
At all 25 national championships because student athletes want to give back while competing for a national title. Over the course of the year, Division II student athletes have an opportunity to leave a lasting impression in local communities throughout the country. Whether Division II student athletes are volunteering at hospitals, schools, after-school care programs, foster homes, or retirement villages, they make a difference in the lives of others. In Division II, we rise to the opportunity and make community engagement ours.
And we're back. Taylor Storley alongside DeCarlo DeVoe. Andre Pyatt running the show. Tampa on a 7-0 run on fire with a minute to go in the first half. Eckerd took a timeout. They wanted to talk it over. They're going to want something to get a little bit of momentum entering the break.
And
they
as
will
we
have
were discussing during the break, Taylor, we know Eckerd being down 18 right now, they're going to go on a little run. But the energy that they expend on that run is going to wear them down just enough. And then UT is probably going to come back with a run of their own. And there's only so many runs you can make until the game is over, trying to catch up.
That is just going to be a matter of time by then. Will Eckerd leave it too late to make the complete comeback? And will they even get a chance if Tampa keeps shooting like this? We speculated that they should slow down, and I think they still will, but they've kept up an over 50% pace in the entire first half, which is unbelievable.
Right, and a great substitution by the coaching staff for UT as they sub Ken out to avoid her from picking up her second foul before the half.
Give her a full rest before the second half and third quarter. Let her work with very little pressure and more room to get physical and get aggressive in the paint. This one sent out wide. Justo doesn't take it. This time stolen on the break by Vieira. And that is what they needed. We saw Vieira make a great play earlier trying to intercept it, and that time the long pass does get picked off.
Right, that's what I mean by the ball control. We got to guard against that.
Justo. Oh, this one misses. That would have put the Tampa Spartans up by a little more, but they still hold a 14-point lead entering the big break. A good start for the Spartans, but Tritons, they'll have 2 quarters left after this. You're watching the NCAA South Regional Final for D2 women's basketball.
In NCAA Division II, student athletes leave a lasting impression on their communities. That's because Division II student athletes want to make a difference and truly be part of their surrounding communities. Through community engagement, thousands of student athletes from various backgrounds interact with community members who view them as role models. This interaction leaves a positive and perhaps even life-changing impression on all those involved. In Division II, we rise to the opportunity and make community engagement.
Champions know how to seize opportunities. When they see moments of greatness unfold right before their eyes, they push as hard as they possibly can, and then they push harder. Because the heart of a champion never settles, never quits, and never stops giving its all. We are champions. We are Division II. We go big, we give it everything we've got, and we win. On the field, on our campuses, in our communities, for our causes, in our careers. We rise to become champions in everything we do. We are Division II, and there are no limits here. We make our time count. We set our own path. We become champions on our terms. It's time to up your game, because we're here to play and learn. But most importantly, we're here to discover ourselves, our vision, our heart, our drive to achieve every goal we aim for, because we want to be champions at the highest level, life. At Division II, the opportunities are here. Are you ready?
Wayne State Medical School has been my dream medical school since I was 5. Athletics are important, but so is service, so is research, so is becoming a better person. And we expect you to do well athletically, but don't forget the reason you're here, which is to give back to your community and to get good grades.
Pledged.
I pledged.
I pledged. I pledged.
I am an NCAA student athlete.
And I pledge to be a champion of unity
on my team, on my campus, and in my community.
I pledge to embrace differences and strive for inclusion and collaboration.
I pledge to stand against racism, hate, and discrimination.
I pledge to strive for love, care, and forgiveness.
I pledge to stand against silence, deceit, and obscurity.
I pledge to strive for dialogue, truth, and understanding.
I pledge to stand against fear and doubt.
I pledge to strive for trust and belief in one another.
I pledge to stand against complacency and stagnancy.
I pledge to strive for change and growth.
I commit to supporting my fellow student athletes in all circumstances that impact them.
I commit to both choosing unity personally and encouraging it for all.
I pledge these things because we are stronger together.
United as one.
are Division II. We go big, we give it everything we've got, and we win. On the field, on our campuses, in our communities, for our causes, in our careers. We rise to become champions in everything we do. We are Division II, and there are no limits here. We make our time count. We set our own path. We become champions on our terms. It's time to up your game, because we're here to play and learn. But most importantly, we're here to discover ourselves, our vision, our heart, our drive, to achieve every goal we aim for, because we want to be champions at the highest level, life. At Division II, the opportunities are here. Are you ready?
Time winding down. The second half about ready to get underway. Taylor Storthy alongside DeCarlo DeVoe. Andre Pyatt running the show. And a great first half for the Spartans. The Tritons did carry some momentum entering the break off a steal by Vieira. They're going to hope that momentum stays with them after the 15-minute break.
Yeah, it's been a very well-played first half. I mean, Eckerd took some momentum into the locker room. They were down 18. Now they're only down 14 at 40-26. They converted a turnover for an easy score. I'm glad that UT has the first possession in this half to try to build upon that lead and continue front running.
Inside to Kim. And unsurprisingly, she will put that in the back of the net. Beautiful shot right there.
That shot was more difficult than it actually looked.
That's just the level of Kim making those difficult shots look easy. But that one is even harder. Vieira and one will get to the line.
Yeah, she's tough, man. She's 5'3", but she can play on all levels. She can drive, she can post, shoot the three, run it up, get in the passing lanes. This game is far from over.
And sometimes it's the shortest players who will give you the most heart. That's how I was in every sport. I was smaller than pretty much everyone else, but Vieira, just like me, loving to give heart on the floor. That was a big point needed.
Yeah, sometimes it's hard over height, as you said, Taylor.
Tampa with it. Kicks back out to Kim. Played inside, Sullivan. But Sullivan was a little too aggressive there. What are your thoughts on that call?
Yeah, I think that's scouting. That's scouting. This is the third time they've played this season. They've seen Sullivan for several years, so they know her inside out. She may just have to rise up above.
It's all about bouncing back. One play isn't going to kill you. And Sullivan's had a great game with 12 points so far.
That's the second offensive foul in that post play on Sullivan.
Vieira inside, misses that one. And I thought it was going to be Sullivan getting the rebound, but instead it was picked up.
And you talk about smaller players. Is Maya Justo. She's not very tall, but what she lacks in height, she more than makes up with heart.
And the Eckerd fans happy about that foul. Well, only for a brief second. That does not look good.
Hopefully she'll be back. She slid, and I think she may have hit her head on the beam.
The good news is that Vieira's up and walking around, but indeed just a very rough slide into the wall, and there's no padding out there, so you're just face-to-face in a really bad spot. We'll have to see if she's going to need a quick breather on the bench, but a timeout will be called here for that reason. Hopefully she's okay.
Yeah, as we keep it here, I'll tell you this. We know that Eckerd, this opening of this third quarter, they're going to come out because this is really where they can really assert themselves back into this game. UT has to be ready to answer. As right now, Eckerd is definitely the aggressor, but UT has to match it. Not recklessly, but they just have to be ready to match it. It's like a heavyweight fight. You get hit, you hit back. Otherwise, you'll go down.
And that's the thing. You got to keep moving forward. You got to keep striking back. The Spartans, they're in the front. They just have to respond, and they'll be able to hold on. For Eckerd, they're going to need to force those turnovers. And good news on the Vieira front, she is back on the floor.
Coach Tommy Jones giving Malia Sullivan a little more advice as far as the post-ups. I can tell from where he was talking. I think he's telling her just take your time, rise up over the defense. They can't go over you, so just rise up above.
She has the height advantage. Use it.
But she's a physical player. She likes the contact. She doesn't shy away from it. In fact, she creates it in a lot of her matchups.
It's always good to be physical and get the contact to open opportunities. But sometimes you got to be careful about doing it too much.
Eckerd in the half-court trap, handled well.
And Sullivan, that was a good pass, but unfortunately, Vieira was in the way. Passed out. This one's off target. Kidd on the rebound.
Are there two number 11s on the court for Eckerd? She's everywhere.
It feels like that she is equalizing it to a 7-on-7. You mentioned it was 7-on-5 Spartans earlier is what it felt like.
Oh, wow. Tough shot.
Great play there to put it there. Wow.
She's 2 for 2 from that spot. Ken is.
Pass up top with the open three. Just rolls out.
In and out.
Undersud just had the open look and decided to take it. But for her night, she is 0 for 3.
Spartans were looking to add to their 15-point lead, but off the mark with the three is Audrey Ramsey.
And this one's stolen. It was a good play by Sullivan to get it loose. And Tampa brings it back up.
Great defense in transition by Eckerd. I thought Tampa had numbers.
Played inside for Kin, and that is a travel, took an extra step.
She was looking for a cutter on the baseline, didn't see one.
And it's a good job by the Tritons to shut down the attack, limit the opportunities. And I'm noticing Tampa again giving some more space on the perimeter. Here's Vieira. Can't take advantage of it. The loose ball.
Players on the floor.
Who gets it? I think it's Eckerd, and they are pointing that way. It was Scales getting on the ground to get possession, taking it from Sullivan.
I'll tell you this, right now turnovers are even at 6, but the points off turnovers actually favors Tampa 4-2.
It's about converting in the big opportunities. Let's see what Eckerd can do. Open three. Another miss. 0 for 4 for Einar Sadir on the night.
Yeah, that's hurting Eckerd right now. They rely on that three-point shooting.
And they're only 26% from beyond the arc. And that is a foul on Eckerd. Tampa will certainly like it. They'll get it under the net.
Eckerd has attempted 5 more three-pointers than UT right now. They're 4 for 15, and UT is 4 of 10, 40%. That's a nice percentage.
And that, I think, really well is the story of the game. Tampa being more clinical shooting overall, but a couple misses throughout the third quarter so far for the Spartans, including that one from Sullivan. Eckerd will have another chance. Vieira with some open space finds Person inside. Now back to Vieira. That's a weird layup that misses. It was well defended, so she didn't have room to make a clean shot. Had to take a weird one around the body.
They're trying to take advantage of a height mismatch. Sarah Jones versus Nicole Scales, but Scales doesn't, I don't know if she has the post game that Sophia Person does in that same position. Cut.
Tried to get the pass, but it didn't work. And Ramsey was just denied that time.
Ramsey was looking for, she was trying to direct Mia Justo back door on the cut because she was standing up, which seemed like a little bit of miscommunication.
And also Ramsey had to make the quick pass, otherwise she was going to fall over and it'd be a travel. And all Vieira needed to do was be in the general presence of Justo and watch it go out of bounds. Tampa's been lucky, though, even though they've been scoreless over the last few minutes. So is Eckerd. 5 minutes to go in the third quarter. Eckerd inside. That's a very heads-up play by Jones. And Tampa gets possession.
Wow, as he said, very heads-up. Great defensive play.
That'll be another timeout, a media one. We'll be back after the break. Both teams getting a little cold from the field. That plays into the Spartans' hands. They lead by 15.
College sports.
There's light at the end of the tunnel.
A return to normal, and all we love about sports.
You've instilled resilience, focus, and selflessness in us. We've put those lessons to work.
We've found strength and unity in each other.
You continue to take us places we never imagined.
You bring out the best in us.
So when we look forward, we see the light at the end of the tunnel.
We see a better world for all of us and for college sports.
Momentum. And we're back. Coming off a media timeout. 15-point lead for the Spartans and DeCarlo. What do both teams really just need to do here? They're both cold shooting. No team has scored within the last 2 minutes. Tampa, they could go the rest of the game without a field goal if they shut down Eckerd. Eckerd certainly can't. Here comes Tampa now. Bring it back up. Pass out wide to Justo. Looking for space. Justo inside to Kin.
Cut in Marcheski, and woo!
Just what the doctor ordered. The Spartans get back on the board. A beautiful cut to the basket. Beautiful passing from the Spartans.
It's going to take a full team effort to win this game tonight.
Vieira can't make the layup, and Kin gets it.
Kin is working on another double-double now. She's not 1 rebound away. She has 9.
Alongside the 9 boards, Kin has 16 points, leading the Spartans. That was going to be 18, but just misses. Person gets it off the tip. Back up top to Person, who tries for 3. Got it!
Big shot. She's now in double digits with 10 on 4 of 14 shooting. 2 for 3 from three-point range.
I think Tampa's been keeping her quiet because otherwise I think Eckerd would want her to try to shoot more. I think she started to shake off the 0 for 6 beginning of the game she had. Tampa finding the open players again and again. Kin back out. Inside. 5 seconds left and the shot went up, but it just misses. Vieira on the break. Person inside. Little nice pass to Vieira. Kicks it back out, but nothing doing. This one tipped, but kept in play. Good read from Justo. Person Was boxed out there as the shot was missed. Liner saw here. That is the 5th three-pointer they've missed on the game.
Could have been a foul on Eckerd. Referee elected not to call it.
Justo inside to Kin. The backdoor pass.
Yes.
And that is a big foul that will get Marcheski to the line. And I think that was a smart play, too, as that's a very easy shot, I think, for her to make.
That creates an advantage. Every time they double Kin, send the cutter. Marcheski is 6 feet. So that Lauren Vieira is at a definite height and size mismatch to pick it up. The 6 feet Eleanor Marcheski on that cut.
Vieira may have a lot of heart, but it won't always help her against a 6-foot player. That's a big free throw made for the Spartans. They've done well from the line. They haven't missed a shot yet.
And they stay perfect.
6 for 6. That hasn't been the biggest factor for the Spartans, but certainly helps. Brought inside, and that is and one. Good play by Scales.
Yeah, now she just took advantage of her size versus Sarah Jones. Tell you this, we can't give up the bucket and the extra free throw. You got to give one or the other,
but
not both.
However, there have been free throw troubles for Eckerd. They will get a break, though. That's a turnover on the Spartans. And you can see it from the bench. They're not that happy. And neither are the Spartan faithful. Your thoughts on the call?
They call a jump ball.
Oh, wow. That's actually surprises even me. Eckerd get it back. Person finding Scales. Person inside. Misses. And Kin comes up with a board.
The Spartans dodged the bullet right there. Eckerd had a great chance to cut into this 14-point deficit that they suffered by the hands of the Spartans.
Brought inside.
Oh, nice.
Marcheski, 8 points on the game. Tampa's reached 50, and now they're back up by 16.
Yeah, Marcheski with 6 off the bench, 6 crucial points.
And that's a travel. That's big for the Spartans. The momentum has turned back into Tampa's favor. You could also argue if it ever really left. 1 minute 30. Justo will bring it up.
I love the energy of this game tonight, man. Every possession, you can hear the crowd.
And it's not just for the Spartans. Eckerd brought so many Tritons fans here, and they have been just as loud as the Spartan fans, making this a great playoff atmosphere.
Especially the fact that they're sitting right in front of us to the right.
It's easier to hear the Eckerd fans than the Spartans fans from these seats. Inbound now for the Spartans under the net. 80 seconds left in the third quarter. That was a quick play inside, but a big block by Person.
She got beat initially, but she made a nice athletic play on the block shot.
Good recovery from Person. Eckerd now need to recover on the offensive end. Passed inside. Vieira up against Justo. Makes the layup.
Tough.
Under a minute to go. Tampa, at this point, they're also going to be satisfied with trying to have long possessions and limit the opportunities and time for Eckerd.
Right. Tampa's pretty much maintained their 14-point lead that they had at the half right now.
They could even expand it if they convert on this possession.
Going up and in.
Another three-point dagger for Marcheski. 11 points on the night. The third Spartan to record 10. This may be the last possession of the quarter for Eckerd. They can only bring it back to where it was at the half. Vieira looking, Person inside. Keeps it alive, but can't anymore. The Spartans fans starting to believe. It gets realer every passing second. 8 left in the third. Here's a full court press. And Tampa will use a timeout. They didn't like what they were looking at.
Yeah, we got to set some picks. Don't just exchange space. Set a pick, come back to the ball on the inbounds play. Because Eckerd, they kind of surprised Tampa just now when they put on that press.
The big thing for Tampa, they had timeouts to burn because they've been in control for so long. And they can use one here to try to rethink the inbound strategy against this full court press. Tampa would only have time for a potential buzzer beater in the third quarter, but that would definitely give them even more breathing room entering the final quarter.
Right. Key thing is, even if UT doesn't score, they keep the possession away from Eckerd, which is great, which will allow them to maintain a 17-point lead going into the fourth quarter.
A look around the tournament. Glenville State leads Westchester 70-40. Catawba and Georgia Southwestern having a great game. It's 49-28 in the third quarter. UT Tyler leading early against Lubbock Christian. Ashland beating Grand Valley State early. And Jefferson potentially poised for an upset against Assumption. Here's the inbound. Tampa finds the open player, but that press is still going to be there. Justo up. Deep two. Misses. That'll end the quarter. And Tampa lead by 17. They are 3 quarters of the way through, but that last quarter, that last 10 minutes is the most important one. We'll be back after the break. You're watching NCAA Division II Tournament Basketball.
They did what they...
I am an NCAA student athlete.
And I pledge to be a champion of unity
on my team, on my campus, and in my community.
I pledge to embrace differences and strive for inclusion and collaboration.
I pledge to stand against racism, hate, and discrimination.
I pledge to strive for love, care, and forgiveness.
I pledge to stand against silence, deceit, and obscurity.
I pledge to strive for dialogue, truth, and understanding.
I pledge to stand against fear and doubt.
I pledge to strive for trust and belief in one another.
I pledge to stand against complacency and stagnancy.
I pledge to strive for change and growth.
Fourth quarter underway. I'm Taylor Storthy, alongside DeCarlo DeVoe and Andre Pyatt. 10 minutes left. The Spartans with a big lead, and they'll get the opening inbound here.
Where Eckerd has to make up, whoa, Marcheski with another three.
We were talking about Eckerd has a lot of ground to make up.
Grabbing my attention, sorry. Wow.
All good. 20 points is now the magic number, and what a game for the Spartans. Ed Scales can't make that number smaller. Although, I think Eckerd will retain the ball. They said it went out on a Triton, but from here it might have looked like it went out on a Spartan. They said it went out of. Thought it went out of one of the Eckerd players.
Right now, Iden's daughter 0 for 5 from the field, 0 for 4 from the three-point line, and 4 fouls. They heavily rely on her production game by game.
That shot is missed, and it's picked up there by Kin. While Vieira is putting some pressure, the rest of Eckerd has gone all the way back.
Kin adding to her rebounding totals. She now has 12, 16 points, 12 boards. Nice save by Kin.
Great effort to put it back in play. And Justo, bang! What a shot! It's 59-36.
This is looking mathematical now, Taylor. I know it's still a far way from over, but Tampa's up 23.
There's 8 minutes to go. Things can happen, but it is not a risky guess to say that the Spartans are very much in favor to move on here.
Yeah, their win probability is probably at 85%, if not higher.
I'd argue in the 90s. Maybe would have gone higher on that make from Kin, but it just misses. Here comes Eckerd. Person inside, makes the layup, and there wasn't a charge there. I think that time Ramsey just fell over trying to fall back. That one off the air. Tampa regains possession.
No, Eckerd is not going to lay down. That's one thing. We know Eckerd playing against them when I was a player here at UT or just watching throughout the years, they don't lay down. They fight. They scrap.
And even though Eckerd have had 2 losses against the Spartans this season, none of those losses were over 10 points. So it's very much a surprise to see Tampa in such control here.
You know what's funny, though? As this season has progressed into the tournament time, UT's level of play has picked up what you wanted to do. And I said this to you earlier, as I watched all these teams that competed in this South Region playoff, I didn't see any team that had the level. Every team was talented, but no one had the play level of the Spartans, and it's kind of showing tonight.
There's certainly something special with the Spartans side. They would be looking to bring home Tampa's first ever national title in any of the basketball programs. They've already done a great job winning 4 of the last 5 Sunshine State Conference championships, and I'm pretty sure one of them was canceled thanks to COVID.
Right. And I'll tell you, several years ago, we lost to Eckerd in the Sunshine State Conference final right here on this very floor. So this right here is vindication, sweet revenge, if they should hold on. And also, this is a bigger game than even the conference final because this is the national tournament.
This will end the season. As a conference final, you can still make the show, but if you lose in the tournament, it's game over.
Right.
And by the way, Tampa is 5-2 all time in tournament play against Eckerd. They're 83-20 for the complete series history. There's Vieira making a layup, and now the full court press back again. Trying to trap by the half court line. They were lucky Vieira wasn't ready in the interception.
Yeah, they're handling the trap well. I think they knew to expect it.
Justo, good job to pick it up. There was a good heads-up play by Scales to try to get the steal. Lead inside to Kin.
Oh, and she rolls it in with the left hand.
And 1. Kin with 18 on the game. And Tampa back up by 20. This time it's a missed free throw, the first one for the Spartans all night. But still, Kin on fire, an incredible performance. And honestly, I don't think any Spartan has had a bad game.
You know what? I co-signed your last statement.
That one's denied. Tampa gets it.
Kin with the 13th board.
Tampa just on fire when it comes to the rebounds. And on fire in the paint. Sullivan with another layup. Tampa, by the way, leads 32-26 on rebounds. And that is a travel because Wentworth didn't put up the shot.
Right now, Eckerd looks a bit frustrating. It's like they're playing hard, they're executing, but this is not the same Tampa team that they played twice during the regular season.
This is an entirely new animal. This is an entire new creature. And for everyone they face, it's been too tough to tame. The same has been the story tonight. Justo finds Ramsey. Gets a screen there from Sullivan. And now it's a mismatch for Sullivan. From mid-range, just misses.
I thought that was good.
I did too. Vieira now inside. Kicks it up top. That's an important three-pointer from Wentworth to give Eckerd any hope of a comeback. With under 6 minutes to go, they would need a monster run. And unsurprisingly, you see almost every Eckerd player all the way up trying to slow the Spartans down.
Yeah, the 25 that Hannah Wentworth had against Union, they desperately needed tonight against the Spartans, especially on their home floor at the Bob Martinez Sports Center.
For three.
Another! And in.
The Spartans are 7 for 18 from beyond the arc, but it feels like they've barely missed any. Another rebound, number 14 for Kin.
This is domination right here.
And I actually do have to apologize quickly. It's 8 for 14 for the Spartans. I got the number wrong. I was looking over at Eckerd.
Backdoor cut. Oh!
But this time it's the rebound. Oh, no. A third in a row.
Wow.
And again, the rebounds. Tampa just on fire to Carlo.
Yeah, moving forward, you got to capitalize on those layups because as you go further in this tournament, you may only get one shot. So when you get it, remember the old Eminem song, you only get one shot. Do not miss your chance to blow.
Indeed. Tampa will get a couple chances at the free throw line. But, man, has this been a huge Spartan lead. I think we should take a quick break here during this timeout. We will be back. 4:54 in the fourth, left to go.
In NCAA Division II, student athletes leave a lasting impression on their communities. That's because Division II student athletes want to make a difference and truly be part of their surrounding communities. Through community engagement, thousands of student athletes from various backgrounds interact with community members who view them as role models. This interaction leaves a positive and perhaps even life-changing impression on all those involved. In Division II, we rise to the opportunity and make community engagement ours.
And we're back. 4:54 in the fourth quarter. I'm Taylor Storthy with the Carlo DeVoe and Andre Pyatt running the show. It's going to be free throws at the line for Kin. She was fouled on the previous shot. A few quick rebounds for the Spartans. Didn't put it in the net, but Kin will have a chance to score 19, and now could get 20 points on the day.
Yeah, she's working on a 20 and 20. She has 16 boards now.
There's 20 points, and the Spartans are up by 25. Vieira brings it up. And that is another costly turnover. The percentage of victory just keeps creeping higher and higher for the Spartans.
Eckerd now has 12 turnovers to UT 8, still in single digits for the game.
Sullivan bringing it up. Kicks it out wide. Brought inside.
Oh, wow. And shooters roll.
Jones now over 10 points. Another Spartan to reach that number. Brought inside by Vieira, and she will draw the foul, but won't get a chance to get three.
Spartans have 4 players in double figures. Ken leading the way with 20. Marcheski and Sullivan both with 14, and Sarah Jones with 11. Great team play.
It's been everyone, the entire team. In fact, if you take Ken out, Spartans still lead by 7. That's just how good they've been tonight.
Yep.
It's not always when you lose a team's leading scorer that you still have a somewhat comfortable lead. Vieira makes the second free throw. Eckerd only 2 for 6 from the line.
And exactly what you said is why I made that statement. It wasn't to be biased or overly confident. The Spartans, their overall team play has just been at a different level than the other opponents in this tournament, the other teams. No disrespect to those other schools, but UT is high-level action, as we see right there.
Sullivan, another big layup. 4 minutes to go. And it feels as Eckerd has slowed down. Tampa has just sped up. They kick it up top, a deep three-pointer.
Oh, wow.
It is going to be made by Wentworth. She hasn't been bad from beyond the arc. 4 for 8 on the game.
Showing her range. She shot that from NBA range.
That's a Steph Curry type of three-pointer right there.
Yes, it was.
Pressure from Vieira. That will be a foul on Eckerd.
Yeah, Ramsey has to create a passing lane to alleviate that pressure. Someone has to get open because Vieira definitely supplies the pressure. That was almost a 10-second call also. There it is.
Tampa just needs to hold on, and that certainly wouldn't help if they did have a turnover. Thankfully, they have it up, and Justo will take some time.
Nice crossover.
Justo inside, passes it back to Sullivan. Easy layup. And now the scores are reversed, 74-47.
The ball movement was just flawless just now.
Perfection in every sense of the word. And that will be a foul on the Spartans onside. With 3 minutes to go, the difficulty of that comeback is in the triple digits, if you could quantify it.
I don't think anybody anticipated this. Both teams have a 7 and a 4 on the scoreboard, but UT has 74, Eckerd has 47.
I would not have predicted Tampa to be in such control tonight, given these two teams have been so even in their matchups. Even though there's a Tampa turnover, the clock just still goes tick, 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 tick.
That was a cardinal mistake by Audrey Ramsey. You can't pick up your dribble right at half court without a sure passing lane.
Another three-pointer, and it's another miss. Vieira gets the rebound and makes the layup. But Einar Sadir has tried 6 3-pointers, and none of them have gone.
Vieira now with 16 to lead the Eckerd Tritons.
I'll say if there's one player that hasn't done a lot wrong, it's got to be Vieira. Now for 3 from Eckerd. And that is a costly miss. Vieira now sends it back wide. Foul, so there will be shots at the line. Sullivan pressed out a little too hard.
And that may be the 4th on Sullivan.
That will be, I think. But at the very least for Sullivan, she's at a position where Tampa can rest her or take her out to avoid more foul trouble, and they're in a very comfortable position to do so.
Yeah, it's 2:05 left, and they're up 25 right now. So that foul won't cost the Spartans very much at this point. But going further, you don't want to foul a jump shooter.
Indeed. Now there will be another timeout here with 2 minutes to go. But again, let's take just a quick look around the rest of Division II, the games that are underway. Glenville State in the 4th quarter, up by 26, 79-53. Catawba and Georgia Southern tied at 61. It's going to be Missouri Southern State against Minnesota Duluth, 33-23. Assumption has come back. They're only down by 1, 55-54 against Jefferson. UT Tyler and Lubbock Christian close 16-13. Ashland leading Grand Valley State 59-53 with just a minute to go. And of course at 10 p.m., California St. Dom Hills takes on California St. San Marcos. It's out of those teams, those winners will be headed to Dallas. And the Tampa Spartans, I think, are very close to punching their ticket. Eckerd reaches 50 on the first free throw.
Not to sound cocky, Taylor, but I think the tickets are being printed right now. You're just realizing the seat assignments at this point with 2 minutes left. And Tampa has led this game the whole way from start to finish. Pure domination. They started with an early 10-0 run to open the first minutes of the first quarter, and they never looked back.
You don't always see a game with no lead changes, but that should be the case tonight. Tampa brings it up, under 2 minutes to go. The press hasn't been bad from Eckerd, but Tampa has beat it more often than not. If you see Spartan fans on their phones, maybe they're booking their tickets to Dallas. Justice Sullivan is going to try to book the Spartans tickets. She's at 20.
Yeah, right now the Spartans have 20/20 vision in Ken and Sullivan.
That's a quick layup to respond by Eckerd.
Ken with 20, Sullivan with 20.
76-53. Here's Justo. We're about to reach a minute to go. Eckerd fans have been loud until the end. A few changes being made.
Oh, great gesture by Coach Jesse. He's calling a timeout to let the players go out with a standing ovation and sub some other players to let them get some well-needed experience and well-deserved.
It's always good to give your players a chance on the biggest stage in the tournament, especially if this is a team that can go on to win the national championship. They get to say that they were a part of it. 60 seconds to go now. Played inside, Justo misses. Rebounded by Person. But it's all but a formality for the Spartans. They bring it inside. And it will send Scales to the line. 3 rebounds, 3 assists, and 4 points for her. She's been active, but not a lot of the big goal scoring and big shooting attempts on the day. She's 0 for 1 at the line, and now 0 for 2.
Tough breaks for Eckerd. They haven't shot well from the three-point arc nor the free throw line.
And Tampa takes another timeout here with 45 seconds to go.
And we can keep it right here. You know, one
Might
thing
as well.
that I would say, when you look at Eckerd's bench and look at UT's bench. Now, I know Coach Tom Jesse has shortened his rotation for the playoffs. However, Tampa has more depth than Eckerd. And I think that lack of depth that Eckerd has is wearing on them. They look a little, they don't look as fresh as the Tampa Spartans do right now.
Indeed, I think players just get tired. I mean, take a look at their starting lineup. Players like Person, Wentworth, Vieira, they've played the entire game, 39, 39, and 38 minutes each. You've only seen Justo and Ramsey do the same for the Spartans. Because their other players, they do have the depth to cycle them out for a few minutes.
I mean, when Marcheski's off the bench for 14 points on 5 of 7 shooting, 2 for 3 from three-point range, I don't think Eckerd expected that to happen tonight.
I don't think they did either.
But big players do big things in big moments.
Here's the inbound from the Spartans. This one's going to be sent to Marcheski. Back to Ramsey. Eventually, we'll say goodbye to the shot clock.
Game clock stopped at 35.
Leopold open. Not too sure what the call was there, but I think Tampa...
The game clock had stopped at 35. It got stuck.
Ah, okay. So I think a technical issue.
Yep. Like when your cell phone freezes.
I'll say the tech issues have had more issues than the Spartans tonight. Because again, the Spartans, they've kept up the 50% rate from on the arc and in shooting as a whole. 30 for 56 and 8 for 14. And just video game numbers.
Yeah, and the thing is that these two teams know each other so well. But like I said, this is a revamped Tampa team. Their mental energy, which fuels their physical prowess on the court, is off the charts right now. I mean, they like have Red Bull on IV the day before the game. I mean, they're playing like they have wings.
Red Bull gives you wings, and Tampa, they are soaring. I love that analogy. I have to see what this is. This may be just the final timeout. Here's, we did have a previous timeout before to fix the clock. And this will be the final meeting for each team here.
Yeah. Sorry about that.
Oh, sorry.
And I'll say this about the Eckerd crowd, man. They're very faithful because this game has probably been decided a little, several minutes ago. But here they are. They're staying faithful with their Eckerd Tridents. Not one of them have left. They're still cheering. They haven't got up. They could have been to their cars leaving knowing the outcome of the game. It's already been decided. But here they are.
They've stayed faithful. They've stayed energetic. And now there's 23 seconds to go. Intercepted, but it's going to go out. As Leopold was making the play, it also went off the referee.
It's been a great season by head coach Paul Hunsinger and his assistant, associate head coach Ashton Feldas, but they will have to regroup and reload for next season.
Eckerd got far, and they could be satisfied with a deep little tournament run. But in the end, in the South region, it can only be one. An early exit last year. The Spartans are headed to Dallas.
And we're not going to see the Cowboys. We're going to play some basketball.
They'll be catching a flight and hoping to bring a trophy home. But for now, they can celebrate. They've made the Elite Eight. Tampa 76, Eckerd 53. The Tritons finished this season 26-6. A great year on all accounts. But they'll have to try again. For the Spartans, they now increase to 33-1. 22 in a row.
22 in a row. And introducing, if you'll allow me to say this, Taylor, the 2023 NCAA Division II Women's Basketball South Region Champions, the Tampa Spartans!
Tampa, absolutely ecstatic over the win. And I will say, I love the passion here from the Eckerd faithful, giving applause to the Spartans, and so do the Tritons, giving some applause for the victors of the game. And I do wish Eckerd the best of luck. I'll be seeing them later when they show up for a baseball series and potentially even for lacrosse. Those will be fun times as well. But for Tampa, it's time for the fans to get loud and for the Spartans to have a well-earned celebration. Players of the game, certainly Ken Sullivan. Ken didn't get 20-20, but does go 20 points, 16 boards, 4 assists.
Yeah, man, I'm elated for them right now. Head coach Tom Jesse, associate head coach Caitlin Mitrick, assistant coaches Tommy Jones and Elena De Alfredo. A big congrats to all your hard work, sacrifices, dedication to building these young women into South Region champions. Please go to Dallas, travel safely, and bring home the prize. Please do.
They're bringing out the ticket. That's all they need to go to Dallas. And now it's up to Spartans to see if they can bring it home. It would be the first ever in program history.
Wow.
And it would be something special indeed for this special side.
So I guess they want to announce the South Region tournament, all tournament team.
First, let us present the 2023 NCAA Division II Women's Basketball Southeastern Region All-Tournament Team. At guard for the University of Tampa, number 24, Malia Sullivan.
Well deserved. And she's been here for so long. You're gonna be sad to see her go, man. She's the mainstay here.
What a way to go out.
Yep. Lauren Vieira is a gamer.
I'll say Vieira deserves that, and what a performance she put on tonight. 7 rebounds, 18 points, 2 assists. And again, 7 rebounds at 5'3". That shows her heart. And can't forget Jones. Another great game for her, 11 points.
Yeah, the young lady from Sweden, great job. Great competitor. If you want to win, pass it to Ken.
And that has been the story all season. And tonight, Ken 7 for 14. Didn't even need a three-pointer to be the MVP. I'm surprised there wasn't an MVP chance.
Right, right. Hopefully National Player of the Year.
And now they get to lift the regional trophy. It's the first piece of silverware they'll bring home. They have their eyes set on the one embroidered with gold.
Man, I'll say this before we finish this broadcast, Taylor. For the first time, man, it's been a pleasure working with you, feeding off your energy and just your spontaneity on the mic. You're quick, witty. You're a champ on the mic also, bro. It'll be great to work with you in the future.
And you too, DeMarco. I'm excited. Hopefully in the future, keep getting to work and doing some more basketball, maybe even some other sports if you're around for them.
Yeah.
I've had an absolute blast tonight, and of course, the Tampa victory makes it even better.
Yes, amen to that.
So thanks again for the final time. Taylor Storley, DeMarco DeVoe, and Andre Pyatt running the show. For the Spartans, we'll see you in Dallas. Let's see if they can bring home the gold.
What's up, Jack Ike, Scott Lynn? We did it, baby!